Since you are talking about this, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about that specifically.
I think that when
Thanks for the opportunity.
I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear.
Now it's not enough that you didn't condemn people on social media who supported the ad who may have at some point been racist. You understand, right? It will never be enough. Apologize to these people. Never. God got this right, according to Lane.
Okay.
Sydney Sweeney. He believes that God has created no finer woman.
Yeah.
And I think she's cute. But let's set this up. Celebrity pandering, and this is why this is so refreshing.
Yeah, she's like a Special Olympics 10.
Is that a compliment? Is that a good thing? Is it a bad?
You take it how you want.
I don't know. I mean, there could be some special needs people who are really good looking. I haven't.
Sydney Sweeney.
You can comment if that's a good thing. If it's
I don't know.
I'll give her. You know what?
You're first to the gulag in my country, Josh.
No, he was complimenting her. I think it was a compliment. I am saying that she's a breath of fresh air because there was the jeans ad, and now people are trying to corner her on it, and she's responding superbly. And I have a few theories as to why I think she is more right-leaning than people may even realize. And by the way, I appreciate that she doesn't want to talk about politics. If a celebrity wants to avoid discussing politics, and if a celebrity generally communicates something to the effect of, I don't really think it's our job to tell people what to think, they're almost invariably conservative because it can only help your career in Hollywood to be outspokenly left. If someone is reserved, it means they have to hide something in that industry. So she's a very stark contrast to the celebrity pandering, which has actually gotten worse in recent memory. It's a staple of modern culture, especially from ladies.
There are times when it feels a bit impossible, doesn't it? To exist in a world where it feels like we can't be louder than a whisper without it making headlines.
You have a microphone.
There's something beautiful and terrifying about how much the world seems to care about our opinions,
and you love it,
while simultaneously telling us to stick to our arts.
No, we don't care about your opinions.
The movies that
we never have.
I'm so well known for, they were very much of a time, and if you were to remake that now, I think it would have to be much more diverse.
Those times were awesome.
And it would have to be...
they were fast times.
At Ridgemont.
Couldn't make a movie that white.
It is Emily Ratajkowski and... It's election day. We need to get to the polls. They're open till 9 p.m.
Trump is using military forces to stop a protest. And I want y'all to consider what kind of government it appears to be when every time we exercise our democratic right to protest, the military is deployed against us.
Has an art always been opinionated? Has it always held perspective, experience? Wasn't it always
but you're an
meant
actor,
to
not an
be
artist.
this way, to shift the worldview?
No, those movies are really, really very white. and they don't really represent what it is to be a teenager in a school in America today, I don't think.
Yeah. Couldn't make those movies the way they used to. And Hollywood, by the way, is listening, as seen by the new remake of Say Anything.
Lick you from your head to your toes, and I wanna move from the bed down to the floor, and I wanna you make it so good I don't wanna leave, but I gotta know what's your fantasy.
Also, that includes a gang initiation. John Cusack runs over a kid.
Molly Ringwald's talking about, this should have been more diverse. Do you not realize that your role is the one that is the black lesbian?
Pretty much. Yeah. You're the one who gets replaced.
You're the one who gets replaced.
Yeah,
you have no career if that's how it goes
very
down.
Quickly, because you existed as an actress pre-Invisalign. Mm-hmm. So it's time for Entertainment Minute. And as always, the references are available in the description. Look, I want you to just try and notice a pattern here because we're going to show you a few clips. Notice the similarities between the interviewers. And I'm going to ask Toolman to pause it really quickly on the outset. But this is an interview with GQ where they immediately tried to press Sydney Sweeney, of course they have to, on politics.
You have become very swept up in politics.
That lady is interviewing Sydney Sweeney for Gentleman's Quarterly.
Yes, a gentleman always likes a lady with her shoulders shrugged and her underbite prominent.
Right. I like her a bowl cut wearing the felt on the bottom of my humidor.
Do you like how her head is crooked?
Yes.
Just like a man asked.
Do you like how she's playing with nothing to highlight her sexually attractive features? Now, let's play this. And just remember, Gentleman's Quarterly, and you wonder why no one is subscribing to these magazines anymore.
And so I wondered if that has surprised you as you put your ideas and yourself into art, not commentary.
I've always believed that I'm not here to tell people what to think. I'm just here to kind of open their eyes to different ideas. And so I think that's why I gravitate towards characters and stories that are complicated and are maybe morally questionable, and characters that are on the page hard to like, but then you find the humanity underneath them. And that's what I've always leaned towards.
I think a lot of people feel like it's better for art if artists can keep themselves a little bit separate from politics.
Yeah, I've never talked about my personal life.
I know.
Yeah, I think it's better, right, if you kind of don't have to talk about it. But in my very next question, I'm going to ask you to talk about it. Here's the clip.
We're sort of talking around this American Eagle ad right now, and maybe we should just talk about it. So, were you surprised by the reaction?
I did a jean ad. I mean, the reaction definitely was a surprise, but it was, I love jeans.
I'm going to ask anyway. I mean, the president tweeted about the jeans ad, or Truth Socialed about the jeans ad, and that just seems to me like a very crazy moment for anyone, and I wondered what that was like.
It was surreal.
It was surreal.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be totally human. I would probably feel like thankful that somebody had my back in public, you know, and conveniently some very powerful people had my back in public. And I wondered if you felt that way.
I don't think that, it's not that that feeling I didn't have that feeling, but I wasn't thinking of it like that, or like of any of it.
And just want to take a moment here. First off, she's a very bad interviewer, and she's particularly a bad interviewer for Gentleman's Quarterly.
Igor?
Yeah. But
That was a character from Minecraft.
here's the other thing is, this shows the difference between misinformed and uninformed. Now, just to be fair, Sydney Sweeney is not answering in any way that's particularly impressive, and that, in and of itself, is impressive. She's answering like a young woman would, an average young woman of average, maybe slightly above average intelligence. She's answering like a girl. There's nothing political there. You would never, in any other era, say, wow, she's really sharp, she's a genius. She just seems like she's being friendly, she's being polite.
She seems annoyed.
Well, yeah, but the point is, like, you wouldn't go member of Mensa, but the lady interviewing her is not uninformed. She is misinformed. So being an average girly girl in 2025, you come across as smarter than the feminist because they actually believe mistruths and they'll try and force you to. Isn't that just surreal? Like, I just wonder what you think about that ad and like the controversy. And that sounds dumber than I like jeans. That shows you how far they've gone. And then Stoffel, the interviewer for Gentleman's Quarterly, had to keep pushing because even though she thinks that it's better if celebrities can sort of stay out of politics, she really, really, really wanted to drag Sweeney into politics.
Is there something that you want to say about the ad itself? The Sydney Sweeney has great genes. Do you have...
The ad spoke for itself.
You think the ad spoke for itself? Okay. Yeah. And the criticism of the content, which was basically that maybe specifically in this political climate, like white people shouldn't joke about genetic superiority. Like that was kind of like the criticism, broadly speaking. And since you are talking about this, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about that specifically.
I think that when
Thanks for the opportunity.
I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear.
Yeah. Stop being a nosy bitch.
Yeah,
That's what she's saying.
That's a polite way of saying, hey, why don't you shut the hell up and let's get this over with. Did you notice, by the way, the entire time, I didn't watch the whole interview, but every single clip we have here, the entire time, Sydney Sweeney is looking right at her. Yeah. Right at the eyes.
Right.
The whole time. Mm-hmm. And the whole time she's asking her uncomfortable, unwanted questions, she's looking away, she's looking down, she's looking over. And when she looks at Sydney, she goes, like, do you want to talk about that specifically? Like, do you want to apologize? Like, do you want to tell everybody that you made a mistake and that you're bad?
Right. And here's the other thing, too, that she did. She said white people shouldn't, joke about genetic superiority. This is why you don't apologize to the left. Sydney Sweeney has great genes. There's no comparison to anyone else. It didn't say superior genes to a black person, to a brown person. It didn't say superior genes to this interviewer for Gentleman's Quarterly. In other words, now it used to be, hey, you can't compare and make someone feel less than other somebody or denigrate somebody. Now you can't pay a compliment to someone if they're white. The left heard Sydney Sweeney has superior genes to blacks and browns, and those kind of yellow. Like, that's what they heard.
The word superior wasn't even in the commercial.
No, it's Sydney Sweeney has great genes. It would be like me saying, hey, you've got great hair. And someone going like, so what, that means that black people don't? What are you talking about?
Yeah, and I think that the fact that we kind of, I made a little joke earlier, saying I don't think she's that attractive, and you guys said, oh, she's very attractive. That right there, that whole argument of like, oh, she's hot, no, she's not.
I'm with you. I think she's pretty.
Well, you know what? I can say she has great genes, and I'm not saying she's better than anybody.
Exactly.
That's exactly what the whole commercial is. She has great genes. She's for some people.
Right.
So are these genes.
But the left is saying, well, first off, other people are saying, not me. The criticism was, criticism by whom? Oh, people like you.
You.
They're saying that you shouldn't joke about, white person shouldn't joke about genetic superiority. No one made a joke about genetic superiority. She's hot, and so the ad goes, she's got great genes. You know who else can be hot? Plenty of people who are black, who are brown, and Lane knows, who are Asian. As a matter of fact, he's almost quite exclusive.
She really is the only one that's turned me from that.
No, but again, this is the difference between and misinformed. It's believing a lie. It requires the fundamental premise that a pretty white woman cannot receive a compliment, lest it be considered it must be racist. How about you can compliment anyone individually, and it's fine. It doesn't mean, and by the way, she definitely has superior genes to some people. Because she's better looking than some people.
Well, she definitely, there's a couple obvious things that she got from somewhere in her genetics. Yes. You can't even argue. That's not even like an arguable thing. That part of her genetics is better than a lot of people.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, no, exactly. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Maybe not her saggy eyelids, but yeah.
Yeah, what were you saying there?
It's her boobs.
Yes.
Anyway.
They're great.
We're going to get into more of this discussion a little later, but as a blonde, white, any kind of white woman right now, and even Asian, white adjacent, I don't know how you can't, unless you're suicidal, support what the Democratic Party is moving for, because they hate you too.
Yeah.
They are just useful right now, but you see, as soon as somebody switches up from the orthodoxy just a little bit, oh, well, you're perpetuating white supremacy and the patriarchy. They hate her just as much as they hate anybody else.
Well, and you know what? That's why overweight feminist bitches are the worst. Now, when we were driving in to change my mind, and I get Japanese hornets in my stomach, and I kind of just joke, and I was like, hijab, you have my permission to strip search her, to security. I'm like, oh, hey, look, that guy looks like he's in the Crips. And then I said, it's the big boss, the fat white bitch. And then it turned out here's why they're the worst, because they always have to speak for who they view as the marginalized. The LGBTQ, they're the ones with the Black Lives Matter sign, and they have to somehow lump themselves in as victims. But the truth is, they will be cannibalized by the feminist movement.
And that, in effect, does marginalize them.
Yep.
They're the ones doing the marginalizing by going, hey, whoa. And like, why are you doing that? You're the one saying... Yeah. You know what would have been funny is if Sydney Sweeney, after one of the questions, if she'd been like, well, I think you have great genes too.
Right. Yeah.
You think so?
And she was like, I'm wearing chinos. I meant you're stupid.
You have a strong male chin.
Yes, you do. You have a very strong jawline.
These women are a lot lower on the victim hierarchy than they want to believe, and they will be
Yep.
Eaten up at the very first. It's a couple of years away.
Yep.
Look at the squad. How many white women are in the squad?
I don't think there's any.
They're correct, and that's not.
Wait, does AOC count?
I was going to say, does AOC count? Was Bowman in the squad?
That's a black dude.
I know, but he's close. He's closer than the terrorist Rashida Tlaib. She has
I think he was
Ilhan
their-
Omar. She has a ticking pantsuit. I'm just saying he's the closest thing.
He was their gay best friend.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
George Santos was in the running.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
You know who else also, by the way, marginalized her, denigrated her? Her co-stars. So one of the ladies from the White Lotus, Amy Lou Wood, responded to the interview and notably to Sydney Sweeney's answers with a vomit emoji. There you go. The strength of the sisterhood. By the way, I thought her teeth were fake.
No, that's real.
When I saw that show, because she would talk like this, I thought it was like a she's all that, where they were going to take off the prosthetic teeth and then she'd be pretty later. But she literally talks like this. That's how it is, and that's why they put her in there. By the way, they make her eat blocks of cheese in the cheese.
No, they don't.
This is a great hotel.
A giant olive.
5-star, you say?
Well, you think about that. That girl is always she put the repulsive emoji. She's offended by everything.
Yeah, she is.
SNL kind of teased her, and she went off the rails.
Yeah.
Like
I
she
know.
doesn't know she looks like that. Like you wanted to be famous.
Yeah, it's your calling card.
Congratulations, your tits got you there.
Yes.
Now we have to look at your mouth.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We have to talk about it.
My eyes are up here.
And that's not sexist, by the way. That Elaine told me earlier. If you search her name, that's the first thing that pops up.
Corner of the corner.
Not her teeth. Yeah.
Look at my eyes. It's okay to make fun of her because she's an awful person. Also, the celebrity photographer, Misan Harriman, I guess, whined, presuming that you are not a white supremacist, at least say how horrified you were by how this campaign was amplified and celebrated by unrepentant racists who believe in eugenics. You mean the Democrat Party? Quite literally. The National Socialists, the Nazis, believe in eugenics. The only form of eugenics that have been implemented here in the United States would be Planned Parenthood. Margaret Sanger, who was an avowed eugenicist, who specifically set up Planned Parenthood abortion clinics in impoverished urban areas because she wanted to exterminate more blacks. You know this, right? She didn't hide from it. She believed in eugenics.
They would kill every single baby with Down syndrome in the womb today if they could.
Absolutely.
100%.
It's got to at least recognize the harm. The undertone of the campaign is that your genetics are superior to others. No, it's not. It's that she has good genes. It's a compliment. It's a compliment to her. It's not an insult to someone else. And that's the problem with the left. You can't, it's like when you were a kid and your brother, someone had a birthday party, so they give you all party favors so people didn't feel left out. That's what the left is now. No one can receive a compliment for something unique to them without someone else taking it as a slight. A compliment does not automatically equal an insult to someone else. And if you apologize to these people, it's not enough. It's not enough that Sweeney has never said anything racist. It's not enough that she didn't say in the commercial, did not say that she had superior genetics. None of that is enough. It's not
enough that she's banging black dudes on Euphoria.
Yeah, none of it is. I didn't even know that, but that's good for her. Now it's not enough that you didn't condemn people on social media who supported the ad who may have at some point been racist. You understand, right? It will never be enough. Apologize to these people. Never. Never. Appeasing crocodiles is futile. Here's a bonus. And I've talked about this. Mark Zuckerberg kind of went through this. Makes sense. When people do, or they take part in the combat arts, they tend to veer more conservative. Now, I don't know if it's a chicken or the egg thing. I don't know if it's because people who sort of are rugged individualists are they gravitate toward combat sports, individual sports. But in the UFC, if you look at college wrestling, it's kind of the one place where you find quite a few more conservatives outside of other sports. And Sweeney, well, turns out that she's spent a lot of time around Armenian male fighters.
So tell me about that. You're what, 13?
Yeah, I was like 12, 13, and I started kickboxing and grappling. And I trained at Gokor Hayastan with Sensei Jean LaBelle and Benny Leggett and Gokor. And I did that from 12, 13 years old until I was about 19. And then I booked Handmaid's Tale and Euphoria, and I was like, I can't fight and film at the same time because I'd come home with bruises. So I put it to the side, but I always wanted to find a story that would be able to bring that side of myself out.
So
now she's in one.
Yeah. What do you think? You think that factors? Comment below. Chicken or the egg? Do you think that conservatives tend to gravitate towards those types of hobbies, or do you think it maybe transforms them a bit? Because with Zuckerberg, we're seeing it make him a little more masculine, more traditional. In her case, she may have gravitated towards it because it takes someone with a very specific kind of person to go into a hobby that is going to physically hurt. It's going to be physically uncomfortable. It's going to be very humbling. It's going to be messy. You're going to have bruises. You're going to get cut up and scraped, but you know that it will lead to self-improvement. And having been around these people for well over a decade in my life, I would say probably 70% plus are conservative. I'm always curious as to see what you're. And by the way, the further you get away from reality combat, like the closer you get into wushu kung fu, the more liberal people get. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. Comment below if you know what I'm talking about. Oh, you're still here? And you're still watching this on YouTube? You've probably noticed something is missing by now. I'm not here. That's because the live daily show is now streaming exclusively on Rumble weekdays at 11 a.m. Eastern. Tune in there, where nothing is censored.